I didn't use Substance Painter for this. I built this texture entirely inside Blender. And no, I didn't texture paint. In fact, I didn't even unwrap this model. I'm just stacking imperfections in just a few clicks. That's it. And yeah, it sounds fake, right? But it's actually possible with the new add-on I built for Blender. Let me show you how it works. Alright, here we are in new scene. So let me show you how to first install the add-on. So you can find the link in the description or in the first comment. So click the link and download the add-on. The add-on is available as 3 versions. So first is light and basics. So the light is you almost get it for free. So you can test it out, and if you're willing to upgrade, then you can upgrade to basics or pro. In this video, we're going to use MatricX Pro because it have a lot of material, plus it have a brand new option called layer system. So with that, you can add multiple layer of imperfection to a single material, which is absolutely insane. So first, let me show you how to install the add-on. So go to preferences and go to add-on, then click this little arrow to open this menu and then choose install from disk. And from there, you can navigate to your downloaded file and then click MatricX Pro 1.00. So this is the main file. Double click it and there you have it. Install the add-on successfully. Now you can click this drop down menu to read about the add-on. And at the bottom, you can see that we didn't load our texture file. But this add-on works without you installing the texture. But in case if the texture is causing any issue for you, you can click this file icon and you can go to the same page. And in your downloaded library, you got another file called MatricX Pro texture file. So you have to unzip this one. And just be clear that you don't have to unzip the main file. You only have to unzip the one which is called MatricX Pro imperfection texture. So once you unzip it, you got a file like this. So double click it and you got all the texture file inside this. So you can click on accept and save your preference and close this window. So now you successfully install the package and the add-on. Now let's start using this tool. So press N to open the side panel. And from there you can see the panel of MatricX Pro. So this is how the add-on looks. Nothing complicated. Everything is readable and understandable. So let me start by adding a sphere for this demonstration purpose. Apply the shade smooth for better result and then switch to shading mode. So first I'm going to choose any material type here. So we have metal, special matte. So in special matte we got a bunch of cool materials like gold, copper, and like all the material that you need for a hot surface models. And you can check that out if you have time, but let me just choose metal. And for the base color, I'm going to pick something like a dark gray. And the reason it's default set it to dark gray is because I've already used it. So maybe the data is being loaded. But in your case, it's set to white color. So make it a bit dark. And then click on generate. Alright. Now you got a basic metal material. And if you want to adjust the roughness, if you want to make it shiny, you can come here and lower the values. So you got a shiny metal. Now, this is where the game starts to spice up. So in the panel, you can see a brand new option called imperfection layers. So using this tool, you can add up to 5 to 6 layers of imperfection to a single material. So let's see how easy and how quick you can add imperfection to your material. So click this plus button and from there, you can choose the type of imperfection. So we have edge wear, dirt, rust, direction dirt, scratch, fingerprint, etc. Let me choose the fingerprints because this is the brand new imperfections we introduced to the MatricX Pro. So let's see how it works. Click on OK. Just wait until it's load the texture. Alright, we got the imperfections. But right now it's too bright, right? So how we can adjust it? You don't have to worry about that. You got a beautiful setting at the bottom. So first we got a layer blend. So by lowering it, the opacity will be reduced and you get a much more realistic result. Then you have a color. You can change to any funky color you want, but since fingerprint doesn't have any bright saturated color, I'm going to leave this to white. But you can also adjust the brightness, so you can make it a darker so that it won't really visible. And next we have a scale. So if you feel like the scale is too much, you can come here and adjust it. So depending on your model size, you can make it a bigger or smaller. Next up, we have location. If you don't like the location of your imperfection, you can adjust it individually. For example, if I slide the X value, you can see that this side of imperfection gets changed. So I can adjust the location of this side, and also I can adjust it on Y and Z. And you can also simultaneously adjust all the axes by left click and drag, then move your slider, or even set any value that you want. Then we have rotation, so you can rotate your imperfection to get that desired look you want. Now let's start stacking more imperfection. So it's really simple. Click this plus button and choose a different one. This time I want to choose the scratch. Click on OK. That's it. We got a scratch, and just like the fingerprint, you got all the settings here. You can adjust the color, layer blend, and scratch intensity. So if you want the scratch to be more visible, you can lower the value, and if you want the scratch to be mild and real, you can set it to 1 or something. I think the maximum value is 0.4. Anyway, I want to keep it about 0.07, so that gives me a better result. Now let's add another layer of imperfection. This time I want to choose, maybe you can try a directional dirt, because that's pretty insane. So we got our third layer of imperfection. So this imperfection start to add the dirt in one direction. In this case, it's set to Z, but you can adjust to X or Y, but I'm going to leave this to Z. You can also adjust the color if you want, but I'm going to leave this. And then you have a dirt spread. You can increase the value so that the spread appears more. And I think it's too much, so let me just set this to 1.8. That's good. Next we have opacity. So right now it's very bright and very intense, so I'm going to reduce the opacity to about 0.35. Next we have dirt metallic. If you want your dirt to be like metal, you can set this to value to 1, or you can leave it to 0. And then we have our dirt strength. By increasing the value, you get that small noise bumpiness in your texture, which appears like a small sand or a dirt layer, which looks absolutely realistic. So in this case, I don't like the color, so I'm going to click this and reduce the saturation. And also for this one, I want to reduce the saturation and also lower the brightness like that. And also this one. Pretty awesome. And I'm still not finished. I can even add another 2 layer if I want. So let me choose smudge. Alright, let me just make this last one as a final layer of imperfection. So let me first adjust the color. So I'm gonna make it a bit dark. And then lower the layer blend. I want this to be appear very subtle, just a barely noticeable imperfection. So you can see that small white dots like a water stain. You can actually view each layer individually by toggling off this eye icon. You can disable the imperfection and see which layer looks good and which layer wasn't, and how each layer can affect the material. So right now we disable the fingerprint, and you can see that our material have no fingerprints because we disabled it. It doesn't mean we delete it, we just temporarily disable it. You can anytime come here and toggle it on. Now let me turn off the scratch. Alright, now we have no scratch on our material. So now we only left with smudge and the directional dirt. And you can even disable these two to see your original material. But I just want you to let you know that you can anytime toggle on off your layers individually and see each layer. And it could be really easy for you to customize, because if scratch imperfection or fingerprint overriding, you can actually disable it temporarily and then adjust the other imperfection. Whether if you want it to be subtle or whether you want it to be strong, you can toggle off and adjust it, and then you can enable it. So now I'm going to enable these two. Now we got our 4-layer of imperfection, and you can see how insane it is. We don't use any nodes, we don't UV unwrap our model, and I almost forgot it. You don't have to UV unwrap your model in order to apply the texture normally and evenly. So with just a few clicks, you can stack any layer of imperfection, no mess, no error. You can literally create a good texture under 10 minutes or 5 minutes. And another good thing of this MatricX add-on is you can customize and adjust whenever you want. For example, I'm going to add a cube. Move it aside. And for this, I'm going to add a different material. So choose metal, and I'm actually go with the ready to use material. So let's use this, maybe use this one, titanium metal. So we got it. We had a new texture. But you can see that the panel has changed. We lost all the data of our previous material. So there is no layers, no imperfections. So how do you actually control the previous one? Very simple. By clicking on your material, this will load up the settings. So from there, you can adjust the color, roughness, and anything you want. And if you want the previous material, you can click on this and that data will be loaded here. So it's very easy, isn't it? And not only that, you got a lot of material. Like I said, you got a special matte. So under you got gold. So for gold type, you got like 5 to 6 type, like rose gold, hammer gold, and just like the basic one you get from the MatricX Basic. And then we have plastic, and for the plastic it applies all the imperfections like scratch, dirt, and fingerprint except rust, because rust doesn't make any sense to the plastic. Then we have wood, but right now we just have 3 layers of wood, but in future we can expand it. And we got glass. So for the glass material, we got a new customization. So we got scratch texture individually, so you can add your glass material to your model and customize it. This one is just as good as our layer system, so we got a full control over here. And then we have emission. So if you want to add some sci-fi lightings to your model, you can add any color and then click on generate, and also you can adjust the strength. You don't really have to visit the node at any time, but you can, if you want, you can actually go to the shading tab, and from there, if you need any advanced level of adjustment, you can go and do it. But honestly, you don't really have to visit it because it's pretty much confusing if you don't have no idea on node system. But if you have knowledge in it, you can come and adjust it. Everything was organized perfectly. Might be a bit messy, but it's very easy to customize. And next we have a rubber material. So inside rubber, we got a normal, which this one is a non-type, which means you can add any color you want and then add it to your model. Then we have a normal, which is a realistic texture of a real rubber. And then we have a black leather and brown leather. And finally we have floor. For the floor, we have a grid floor, static background, and concrete, and the diamond metal. This one might be required a UV unwrapping, because since it's a floor, I don't use this as a procedural. So use this material for just for the floor and panel purpose. Don't add to your material because it requires UV unwrapping. Only for this, but rest of the material is work without UV. Now at this point, you might got some doubt about how am I supposed to use this texture in a game engine, because if you export this as a FBX or OBJ, the texture might be not work, because since it's using a procedural nodes, that's losing the texture. FBX won't understand the texture node and you end up with a solid color, or sometimes you lose the texture. So to fix it, you could literally bake the texture. I uploaded a detailed video on how to bake your texture map and use it in a game engine. So You can definitely try that out, and it's very easy. It only takes a couple of minutes. So you can prepare your model for normal map, metallic, roughness, and color. So it's a very easy guide. So if you want to take your material and maybe sell it online or upload in a game or use it in a different software, you can bake it and use it. No big issues. And if you're still confused of this add-on, you can join my Discord server and solve your doubt and ask your questions, and then you can start purchasing it. And for my first 50 buyers, the amount would be $39. And after that, I'm gonna set the default price to $49. I think 40 slots are remaining. You could actually go right now and click the link and download it and use it in your Blender. It saves time and it saves a fucking hell of the confusion of nodes and texture paint, UV and wrap. It's fucking annoying. You can literally load up this MatricX Pro into your Blender and use it as a mini substance. Less work, less time, and better result. See you in the next one.